Alright guys, I know I updated the channel to say that I wouldn't be uploading for a little while because I was waiting on some parts, but got a bunch of manga, got to show off some tech. So this is a video still made on my phone, even though I recently acquired myself a Sony a6000 digital camera. So I'm gonna be using this going forward, hopefully. I'm literally just waiting for an SD card dongle and an SD card. I bought this because it was recommended by the folks I was buying it from, but they forgot that this doesn't go in the camera. It uses old SD cards, like the large format ones. So at least now I have this, and I can put this to good use in another new pickup slash Christmas present I got, which is a nice little new OLED Switch with the super nice Pokemon design. Very cool, honestly. And yeah, I'm really excited to have this. It's a nice upgrade, even though the specs, other than the screen, are basically the same. It's nice to have a newer Switch. I was getting kind of tired with the old bad screen and so on. Yeah, that's the main part of this video. Really was the update on the tech, and might as well just show up. I got myself a better tripod instead of this tiny little table one, so that's nice at least. I'm looking forward to using that. And then you know, we couldn't make a video on here without mentioning manga, so I got a little haul of mainly new stuff, but there are like 5 volumes in there that are old series that I'm picking up. One is actually a completely new series. I've decided to pick up the whole thing, but only 3 volumes have showed up so far. The rest is gonna show up in a different video, but that's just how it goes. So let's start off with some of the old stuff. 5 and 6 of Inuyashiki. I still have yet to delve into this one, but you know, I have faith that people who like the amount of people who like this will probably mean that I will like it too. I'm not super picky with stories, but when they get overhyped, I sometimes, you know, get a little pissy about it. But yeah, that's just how my brain works at times. Almost threw my entire stack of manga on the floor. Oh, it was caught by the table. So next up, Call the Night. Great series. If you're interested in this series and you haven't started picking it up yet, I'd recommend watching the anime. Super great adaptation. Absolutely beautiful. The manga is fantastic too, and I mean, it's one of my current ongoing favorites, so it's really, really good, honestly. Next up is a controversial one, Killing Stalking. The first volume of this came out, and people were talking about it. Nobody's been talking about volume 2. I think a lot of people were thrown off by the absolutely horrific story material. So I don't know. I enjoyed the first volume. I just had my my issues with a lot of people calling it a boys' love, which it technically is, but it's definitely not something you should read for the boys' love, in my opinion. Like if you both the main characters in this series are absolutely horrendous people and should not be glorified in any way, but that doesn't mean the story doesn't have merit. So if you're looking for a great thriller horror story with some gore, then I'd definitely look into this. And it's full color. It's kind of really fucking expensive. It's $30 US or 40 Canadian, or like 35 euros, something like that. Way too expensive in my opinion for a book, but it's full color. It's very sturdy. Like, this is a brick, and you can see it's the nice white paper that 7C uses for their premium releases. So it's a nice release, but it's definitely a hit to the wallet, but that's just how it goes nowadays, honestly. Next up, Saki-chan Volume 8. I'm caught up with the scans, so this just goes on the shelf in the collection. Same tall, skinny volumes as always, with the very nice price tag of $14 US. So, if you're American, please go out to like some of the stores that sell manga for less than retail. It's my biggest recommendation. Us European folks, we don't have that option, sadly, so we don't barely even get sales either. We just out here throwing money at these publishers, but get nothing in return but mediocre manga. Next up is a series that a lot of people are salty about getting printed, and it is Red Hood, the Hunter's Guild. This had so much potential. Kind of sad that it got screwed over by not being super well received in the West, in Japan, whereas over here in the Western market, this was actually pretty popular. And I mean, Grimm is an absolute baddie. It's and the art is great, honestly. Like, this had so much potential, but alas, only 3 volumes. I'm gonna be picking up because I really want to support the creator, and hopefully they'll get to do another series in the future, because this was really good. This and Yashiman are some of the big like the big misses of Shonen Jump. That they had potential, but they didn't do well in the magazine, and then, you know, they gotta go to make room for the next ones. It makes perfect sense that they don't want to keep bad stuff around, but sometimes it's just a matter of that specific series not being a great fit for the platform that they went with. Next up is 3 volumes of an older series that I'm decided to pick up as a little gift for myself this holiday season, which is Murcielago. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. These volumes look absolutely weird. Like these spines aren't super pretty, but I mean, the way you can see this manga is right up my alley. It's gory, it's hyper-sexualized, it has humor, it has a lot of action. So, yeah, volumes 1, 3, and 4, and they come shrink wrapped from Yen Press, which you don't see too often, but yeah. The rest of these volumes are on the way, mainly from my go-to retailer, but there's a single volume, which is volume 2, that's coming from Book Depository sometime within the next couple months, along with a couple of volumes of Master Keaton. So, yeah, there's not much to say there other than they'll be showing up in later hauls, most likely start of next year. Next up is another volume of the Holy Text, Super X Zeros, Volume 8. This is actually a pretty nice cover, like it looks really nice. Not super lewd or anything, but 70s Ghost Ship, shrink wrap, you know what it is. It's one of the Holy Texts. It's the OG Holy Text, actually. And then, you know, the side text of Do You Like Big Girls and Witches of Adamus came in there. Next up is actually a volume I did not realize was in this order, Candy and Cigarettes, Volume 2. I really enjoyed Volume 1. It's definitely a different premise than a lot of series out there, but glad 70s picked that up. It's super cool. It's like an old man and a young girl being assassins, secret agents, whatever. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it. Oof, Sakamoto Days Volume 5, back again with these banger covers, like Jesus Christ. The spines are kind of boring, but these covers makes up for it. And the back kind of reminds me of like pulp magazines, but this is absolutely beautiful. Next up is another banger from 7 Seas, Kimono Jihen. Another great little series that I'm glad they brought over, because nobody else had the balls to do it, but good series. If you're unsure about if you want to pick this up, you could go watch the anime. The anime is pretty decent. It's nothing super spectacular, but it does a good job of showing what this is about. next up, The Dangers in My Heart, another 7 Seas manga. Kind of over this. I'm kind of over the whole odd couple romance thing. I saturated my reading with way too many of them, and they're all kind of the same and mediocre, but yeah, it's hard to get rid of them at this point, so I'm just going to keep collecting the ones I have, but I'm not going to be picking up any more unless they really catch my mind. Speaking of odd couple romances, Kyoma Can't Communicate, this needs to be over. I mean, in 20 chapters, it's going to be 400 chapters long, and we only have 300 chapters out in English, so there's just a long way to go for this series, and hopefully they don't pull some bullshit and go into college years as well. I just kind of want them to do high school. They're in the final year of high school right now, and if they keep going after that, then I'm sorry, but that's just milking it too much. I'm being ridiculous. Next up, Black Clover 31. I'm caught up with the scans, so another one just for the shelves for a future reread. This one's not super nice or anything. It's decent, but yeah, kind of boring volume. Next up, Orient. I'm 3 volumes behind now. This is like the most 6 out of 10 series I've ever read. The art's great. The covers are absolutely beautiful. Spines are horrendous, but yeah, this whole thing is just kind of selling because from the creative Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. It's like if we had Magi at home, but what can I say? It's okay. Next up, Fire Force Volume 30. This is coming to an end soon. It's finished in Japan, but we're still like a couple volumes behind. I'm not sure how long this will be, but it won't be too much longer. And then I'll be able to finish this. I haven't been reading this. I read the first like 3 volumes, and then I stopped because I had other stuff to read. Anyways, guys, that was the tech, the gaming stuff. Yeah, I have a bunch of videos planned, but I wanted to wait until I can use my new camera, but this was just kind of an update and a little haul in there. But yeah, it is what it is. Hope you guys had a great holiday. If you celebrated Christmas, I hope you had a good time. If you don't, then I hope you had a great time anyways, doing whatever you were doing. But yeah, just, you know, guys, stay safe for New Year's, and see you guys sometime in January. Have fun.